Hi, kids. If you're seeing this, obviously I am not teaching today. So we do have our writing prompt. We're going to start, I believe, tomorrow. And it's really important that you do a great job with your writing. And so I'm going to explain to you the writing, what we expect with the writing part of this. Um, all right. So first of all, you all should have a rubric that's similar to this, only without the highlights. I'm highlighting a few spots to kind of hopefully explain a little bit of what we expect in your writing. And remember, writing is just a really, it's just an effective way of communicating. Um, so, so we want to teach you obviously how to communicate effectively, and pretty much every job that you'll ever have, you will have to be an effective writer. So let's dig in. Um, Mrs. Moreau, one of our instructional coaches, came up with an example of writing, and I'll go ahead and read to you what she wanted to communicate to you. First of all, she said she had to define culture and explain what it is. So remember, we're answering the question, why is it important to learn about other cultures? So she, of course, if the topic is cultures, you're going to want to define what that is. Don't just assume your audience knows what culture is. So she defined culture, then explained what it was, and made sure to give reasons why it is important. In her conclusion, she wanted to inspire her readers and wrap it up neatly. I had to look around and pick out the best ideas from what we gathered the past 2 days. So you've been taking notes the past several days, and from the John Dutcher video, the Lost Boys of Sudan video, the two articles. We've seen other videos, and you've been taking notes on that and why culture is important. And I think you have a lot of good information. Mrs. Morrow picked out just one or two things to put it in her writing, just as an example. Of course, I want you to use other examples as well. And there's tons of examples for you to use to really uh, prove your point. So, with that being said, let's dive right in. Here's her essay. I'll read it out loud right away here, and after I'm done reading it, we're going to go through the rubric, which is what you'll be graded on using our rubric, and I'll explain where these are in Mrs. Morrow's writing. Um, and I only want you to look at the proficiency level 3, because that's where you need to be for grade level. So you only need to worry about this level 3 for now. And later on, if we have a chance, if you are like at a 2 or a 1, I will have conversation about that. But right now, let's try to get you all to at least a 3. Um, and that is our goal. And don't be afraid to not be at a 3 right now. You are just starting 7th grade. So let's dive in. So she has a title. Every essay needs a title. Remember that. Why should you learn about cultures that are different from your own? Culture is what defines and makes a community. Culture is the way a society or group of people live, eat, speak, and pray or don't pray. It's the traditions, food, language, clothing, customs, beliefs, and religion of a society. We study other cultures so that we can help the world be more peaceful. It is important to learn about other cultures because it teaches us to respect people who are different. The world is an interesting place. Through work, travel, technology, and we will meet and interact with people who live in ways that may seem strange. Understanding how and why other countries and cultures can help us to appreciate the fascinating variety of ways of life the rest of the world has to offer. Learning about cultures is the best way to become more accepting of different viewpoints and beliefs. It helps us to realize that even though people might speak, dress, pray, or eat differently than we do, we all breathe, eat, drink, laugh, and cry. A 7th grade student, Samuel, showed me an example of this. Some cultures and people are atheists and don't pray at all. Next up, people can be treated poorly or even persecuted when their culture is not valued. According to changing cultural landscapes, unfamiliarity of different cultures can lead to extreme consequences, war, religious and ethnic persecution, enslavement, and genocide, which is the deliberate killing of people, usually of different colors or nationalities, according to Cohen, page 14. There are horrible examples throughout that demonstrate how ignorance and intolerance can lead to conflict. Xenophobia, a fear and hatred of people from other countries, judging and hating people in this way can lead to violence and even war. We should all be able to live safely and happily in our world. We should be proud of our own culture, but at the same time respect and appreciate those who are different. It is up to us to make the world a better place. When we study new cultures, we learn to appreciate and value the diversity around us and not to judge other countries and cultures unfairly. We are all citizens of the world and make differences and our differences make the world an interesting place to live. Doing the work of understanding can help you to get to know people and discover unique things, and you might even make a new friend. It's harder to hate when you have cultural knowledge. Mrs. Moreau. So this is her essay that is a good example of something that you could do here. So we're going to break this down. It should only take um, about 5 minutes. But we're going to break down what she did well and what you should have in your writing, what we expect from you.